pretty much what people have been saying for years about LeBron. Uh, he started the whole super team thing, and this is how LeBron ruined the NBA. This is how LeBron got as far as he has. LeBron is really cutthroat. He's smart. I will say that. Um, but yeah, let's check it out.
Recently went on an unhinged, delusional rant about how essentially Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan's legacies are overrated and that it is the memory of...
Let me start it over.
Well, for those of you who didn't catch it, Channing Frye recently went on an unhinged, delusional rant about how essentially Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan's legacies are overrated and that it is the memory of those players that is destroying the NBA.
Nostalgia is killing the NBA. The 90s basketball, Michael Jordan and Kobe, was not as clean as y'all think it was.
Now, as preposterous as that premise...
And this is obviously, it's just a cop-out, you know? It's a cop-out. If what they did so long ago still lingers to this day, there's a reason for that, right? The talent, the excellence, that's not your typical everyday stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you can't compare that to LeBron. I'm sorry, you can't.
Was LeBron James went on record to resoundingly co-sign this idiocy in perhaps one of the most tone-deaf and pathetic moments of his entire career, which is really saying something.
But Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. Couldn't say it no better. But
and for a guy who has been running around calling him...
And I was obviously surprised LeBron even agreed with that take. That's why it kind of threw me off. I'm like, bro, you don't want to be saying you're King James. Like, what?
The
GOAT.
For about a full decade.
Yeah, like what, dude?
Right there made me the greatest player of all time.
Who declared he would win 8 championships with the Heat.
Not 5, not 6.
Wait, he said he would win 8 championships with Holy moly, I did not know that. Oh, that's actually... Seeing how that ended, that's actually hilarious in, like, hindsight.
Not 7.
Before dragging his bum ass out of town after winning just 2, this really does take the cake. LeBron, of all people, is whining about the responsibilities of being the face of the NBA.
I've always taken that seriously and understood from the beginning what being a professional was all about and being a role model was all about. So
LeBron says he didn't even want to be the face of the NBA.
And said he don't want it. Obviously I didn't ask for it.
And I thought that was crazy when he said that. Like, I always thought that it was a well-known thing that the media, at least from when I was a kid, like, he came in the league as the future face of the league. Like, and it's not like he ever said, like, hey, I'm not trying to be the future face of the league. I just want to be LeBron. Like, no, he fully embraced it off the rip.
And sure, a guy who tattooed Chosen One on his back while he was still in high school.
Yep.
Has been crowning himself and calling himself king for the better part of the last 2 decades and annoyingly going out of his way to repeatedly call himself the GOAT. Yet he never wanted it.
Obviously I didn't ask for it, but
perhaps
I didn't ask for it.
Hilariously, though, LeBron seems to take some kind of exception with the way the media is treating these players today. So much so, methinks the gentleman doth protest too much. LeBron is...
And to be honest, if we're being honest, LeBron is not the bbest player in the NBA. It's Nikola Jokic. Let's be honest.
Concerned with media coverage.
I don't know why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? Have that responsibility. It's just weird.
No, not a I hate the hats.
It's weird energy.
A guy who was given everything at every stage of his career, who has been coddled and protected, unlike any athlete of this century, whose every misstep and failure is covered up, glossed over, or totally ignored. Yes, make no mistake,
Mm-hmm.
the media did play a very large role in getting us to where we are today, and most certainly not in a good way. Speaking of which, please make sure to subscribe to me now if you haven't already, and turn
Yeah, the
those
media needed a
notifications
cash cow,
on.
and they
But
turned
yes,
LeBron
if
into that cash
the
cow.
mass media actually did give Kobe Bryant more attention, respect, and praise.
You
when
said-
he was
you
doing
said he gonna
things
cry.
that no one in today's league can even come close to, rather than celebrating a mercenary ring-chasing loser, perhaps taking the easy way out to eschew all levels of competition in every facet of the game wouldn't have become so fashionable among star players today. Yes, LeBron was already winning MVPs back in 2009 and 2010, while Kobe Bryant was dominating the NBA with a fringe one-time All-Star
Yep.
as his running mate, going to 3 straight finals and winning back-to-back titles against the very teams that eliminated MVP LeBron, who was favored in those series. Yet it was LeBron who was already seizing the mantle of best player in the NBA at the time while taking those league MVPs. And yet LeBron continued to fail when it really mattered. And those failures, whereas they forged all of his predecessors into the all-time greats they were, made LeBron snap out of the desperation to the realization he could never live up to Kobe. And that isn't my words. It isn't my assumption or my take. That is directly from Dwayne Wade's own mouth, on the record, on camera, on the Underground Lounge podcast. That's where Wade admitted that Kobe was just too dominant for himself and LeBron to compete with under ordinary standards.
How we gonna compete with that? So we got to do our thing. Because now Kobe has 5 championships. I got one.
And I think it's crazy that, because I would call LeBron a generational player. Dwayne Wade, I would call him a generational player too, but just not up to like LeBron level. But to have a player like Dwayne Wade and a player like LeBron to say, "Oh, we can't beat this guy," like we got to make a super team. That's kind of crazy. That is crazy. How does that even add up? Where's the math at, bro?
Competitive. So I'm sitting there like, no, this summer got to be different.
Wade admitted that he felt he just didn't have enough help at the time, and that he would be either looking to bring in one other superstar that summer, or that he would be leaving to team up with Derrick Rose and company in Chicago.
Wade and Derrick
I
Rose have
didn't
been
think-
crazy.
in my mind, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go play with one more superstar, or I'm gonna go to Chicago and fit in with Derrick Rose and Luau and Noah and them. That was my mindset. I'm like, either we got to get a superstar here, or I'm gonna go play with Chicago Bulls.
But that when LeBron called, everything changed.
The conversation happened. It changed everything when I got the call from Brian.
And that decision
Le
Miami made to
GM.
then bring in
Le GM.
3 superstars broke the NBA.
3 superstars, okay? Let's not forget, this is after he ran away from Cleveland. After choking, he ran away. Let me say this louder for all the LeBron fans. I know. He ran away from Cleveland after choking. Created a super team. Won like 1-2 rings with a super team, and then ran again? Come on.
They heat the game up.
This your
when
goat.
They did whatever they did to get 3.
Exactly,
It
Zucchini, and
sure
still
did,
lost.
and it was that decision, the resultant ramifications stemming from it, that still resonates throughout the dreadful ass product the league has deteriorated into today.
So thank you, LeBron James, for what you bring to our league.
And yet the true shame of it all is that LeBron hasn't been criticized by any of
Yep.
the high-profile media personalities.
And LeBron he did so many players dirty, bro. I'm pretty like LeBron is he's so crazy, bro. Like even that whole stigma on Kyrie was because of LeBron. When LeBron went back to Cleveland, this was after they won, right? They were thinking about repeating. Apparently, there were rumors that LeBron was trying to trade Kyrie. So when Kyrie caught wind of it, Kyrie just traded himself before LeBron even got the chance to trade him, right? But isn't that crazy? You're gonna trade the guy who just carried you in the finals? Come on, bro. And I believe it. Honestly, I believe it. Just like I believe that LeBron knew about the AD trade for Luka. You crazy if you think LeBron ain't know, bro. But LeBron know how to keep his mouth shut. Trust me, it's a lot more stuff you know.
Mass media outlets,
Reggie,
vast NBA's sycophantic
he said Jordan's a mid player. Shut up.
that covers the league. LeBron is only celebrated by all of them, while still plugging him to some degree as its de facto face. LeBron, who knew he wouldn't be able to place himself in GOAT conversations if he stayed put in his career, instead opting to cheat the game and take the easy way out by surrounding himself with as many great players as he could in various stops along the way. Kobe, on the other hand, took the criticism that he couldn't win without Shaq. He took it to heart, swapping Shaq out for a one-time All-Star at the time in Pau Gasol and becoming more dominant.
That's the difference right there.
Prior
That's the
to
difference.
joining with Kobe, Pau Gasol wasn't even an All-Star, let alone All-NBA. He was 37th in value over replacement, 28th in box plus minus, and 44th in win shares. That was the guy that Kobe went to 3 finals with and won back-to-back championships with against a field of opponents who all
He
won
trying to cover up
50+
his
games
sins.
at every playoff stage. In stark contrast, LeBron always ran towards the help. At
Yep.
about the same age and stage of his career as Kobe was going it alone, LeBron was salsa dancing.
And think about it, right? They brought in Russell Westbrook, right? When Westbrook couldn't play with LeBron because LeBron was just a weird ass player, they blamed it on Westbrook, right? They traded Westbrook. They brought in D'Angelo Russell, and it wasn't the same D'Angelo Russell from the Nets. I mean, it's D'Angelo Russell has to be studied because when he's on the Nets, he plays phenomenal. But whenever he's on the other team, he's just, I don't know, man. I think him and Bron will bump heads because D'Angelo was supposed to be capable of doing what Austin Reeves does. You understand? Now, Austin Reeves is hot and cold as well. Like, he's not no bona fide, solidified all-star. Like, Austin Reeves is, to me, he's inconsistent, but he is good. But LeBron needed all this help. He needed all these players. And for LeBron, it's almost like he's playing chess. Like, he's strategically moving pawns around the board.
Dancing his overrated ass off over to South Beach to join Wade.
Yep.
And look at what all of these players, LeBron's marquee teammates since his age 26th season in the league, did the year prior to teaming with the self-proclaimed king. Wade, in the 2009-2010 NBA season, was first-team All-NBA, second-team All-NBA defense, 10th in Defensive Player of the Year, 5th in MVP voting, and this is while he finished 4th in win shares, 2nd in box plus minus, and 2nd in value
That's
over
not bad.
replacement. So while Kobe was owning the league with a guy who prior to teaming with him wasn't even top 30 league-wide, LeBron in the exact same time frame went to a top 3 player in the league to snatch those cheap garbage rings with. And 4 years after that, he jumped ship again. After not having the
Another
guts
choker.
to stay in town for a second time now in his career.
This stuff is hard. And you got to stay together if you got the guts.
If you got the guts.
And you don't find the first door.
And that's really what I really don't understand, because we seen that happen in 4K. Like, everybody watched it happen. They just try to forget, and they try to make it seem like KD is the only player to do it. Like, come on, man.
An ascending third-year guard at the time in Kyrie Irving, coming off a season where he averaged.
If you ask me, KD might not have LeBron's accolades, but KD is a way more efficient player. Like, efficient. I'm just talking numbers, percentage, efficient. And yeah, you know who else is efficient? Mr. Kyrie Irving himself, Mr. Ramadan.
20 points and 6 assists per game while making his second consecutive All-Star appearance. And check out what Kevin Love did that season, the year just before he would team with LeBron and Kyrie in Cleveland. Love was not only an All-Star and second-team All-NBA.
Yes, so Love was already voted an All-Star prior to him going to Cleveland. Kyrie was already an All-Star prior to LeBron getting there. I think Kyrie was an All-Star either his first, second year. and then you got LeBron on the team, right? A lot of people try to talk down Kevin Love. Oh, Kevin Love wasn't that good. Kevin Love was fire when he was in the fucking when he was on the Timberwolves. He was fire, bro. Kevin Love is one of those rec center pickups. the legends, facts, bro, facts.
That season, he finished third that year in win shares.
Yo, for real, like Kevin Love looked 50, but he moved like he's 20. I ain't gonna lie.
Third in value over replacement and second in box plus minus. Second, above LeBron and below only league MVP.
But there's people, I've had this conversation with people that try to talk down how good Kevin Love was, like, and I show them the stats of like him on Minnesota. You know what I mean? Because it's different on Cavs because LeBron and Kyrie are gonna do like a majority of the dribbling. But Kevin Love was still efficient from three. Like he was a great player for them.
MVP that season, Kevin Durant. Love was second or third in most of those categories, below only Durant and LeBron, which were the same positional designation as Love at the time, and the only reason that Kevin Love was second team All-NBA.
So look at the players that LeBron is having on his team. These are top-level players, bro.
That Cleveland team wasn't a super team. Then 4 years after that, LeBron crawls out of town yet again after a humiliating defeat.
Exactly, yo. The hook shot clip over KD is wild. That's one of my favorite clips.
Prior to taking his talents to South Beach in the summer of 2010, he collapsed in the Eastern Conference semifinals, choked away a 2-1 series lead to lose 3 straight games
choking again
as the league MVP with the best record in the league, all because, allegedly, his teammate Delonte West was tapping his mom.
And hold up, bro. Hold up. I've heard this before. Me and my brother was talking about this before. This is nuts, bro. This is nuts. And if you know now, West, he's actually homeless. I think it's drugs or something like that. But he's homeless right now. His career pretty much went downhill since LeBron got him booted out the NBA because he banged because he banged LeBron's bop. LeBron, you cannot blame him for this, bro. You gotta blame your mom, bro. What are you doing, mom? Mom, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Like, this is nuts, bro. This is nuts. And look at LeBron mom. Like, she don't even look like she get down like that. Like, how did this guy? His riz is crazy. Imagine you're on the team with a player who is compared to Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, right? You're on this player's team, and you just happen to his mama. Look, you can't be mad at Delonte West. I mean, that's your mom, bro. She got to have more respect for you. She should not be smashing on your coworkers. That is crazy. Zucchini said goblin looking. I'm not even going to say it because then LeBron going to get my channel banned. Yo, I still think this is crazy, bro. And I see where LeBron gets his looks from. Because LeBron looked just like his mom. That's crazy. But, yo, I just... like, it's like even when LeBron takes wins, he takes the craziest L's. Like, what other NBA player went through some shit like this? LeBron mama groupie, bro.
A month later, gone. Then in the 2014 finals, his Heat were humiliated by the Spurs in the biggest beating in NBA Finals history, losing the series by 70 total points, which is still the all-time record. Weeks later, gone. In the 2018 finals, swept again in the NBA Finals, and after absolutely no indication he was dealing with any kind of an injury, showed up in the press conference following the elimination game 4 in a cast, hilariously claiming he had broken his hand after game 1. Yeah, this is also him
which was straight cap.
His kids up like 45 minutes earlier from when that presser occurred with the hand he was claiming to be broken. A few weeks later, gone. To LA, of course, where he couldn't even make the playoffs. No worries, though, because Anthony Davis would soon be on the way.
Tell him I'm on the way.
Thanks entirely
Tell him I'm on the way.
Collusionary process with his best friend and agent, Rich Paul, who was also representing Anthony Davis at the time. And now the season prior to teaming with LeBron, AD appeared in only 56 games and therefore wasn't designated to all-league distinctions. However, if you go to the year before that, when AD played in 75 games, yeah, he was first-team All-NBA, first-team All-NBA defense. He finished third in Defensive Player of the Year voting and third in League MVP. This is while he was fourth in win shares, ninth in BPM, and fifth in value over replacement. Those are the teammates he joined to win his 4 titles with, and
Let me show you how to.
And these are elite players too, right? And like, think about it like this, right? Like Luka took a bunch of janitors. Well, let me not say janitors, because they are, you know, every NBA player is you know, the fact that they're in the NBA speaks for itself. But Luka took a bunch of players that LeBron would have never carried those players to the playoffs. You don't know what, like think about it, right? When they had Russ, when they had D'Angelo, they never made it to the playoffs. Maybe the only one was the bubble, and the bubble was a gimme. Like, it was literally a gimme from Adam Silver. Like, LeBron would never do that. LeBron would switch teams or go find a team. You know what I mean? Like, he's not built like that.
Taking the challenge to try to live up to the guy he inherited the league from. Say what you will about Kobe Bryant and how close he actually got to Jordan, but know this: he is decisively the closest we have ever seen and likely ever will see. And it doesn't even really have to do with his talent or his gameplay, but more so the mentality, the will, the desire to compete, the willingness to take the challenges, face the difficult obstacles. Failure is a natural, even necessary process of sports, of life. LeBron, though, wasn't even willing to do that. Not even willing to try to meet the bare minimum threshold requirement to meet the lofty levels of his predecessors. And yet, there were no consequences, no repercussions to his legacy.
Yep.
Quite the contrary, he has only been celebrated for it. Can you therefore blame Steph Curry and Kevin Durant for doing what they did? This is, after all, a follow-the-leader, copycat-type league, and it is the responsibility of the best player to set the tone. LeBron dropped the rope, refused to carry on from Kobe what Kobe carried on from Jordan. And again, it was the media that was and remains implicit in all of this. It is still happening to this very day. The media should be bending over backwards, hell, breaking their damn backs in half to anoint Nikola Jokic the king.
Yep.
At least.
And let's not forget, the Nuggets have been cooking the Lakers for the last couple of years in the playoffs and the regular season.
This putrid, watered-down era. Jokic is more dominant than LeBron.
W. Jokic.
In any which
W.
metric you wanna
Jokic.
Slice it prime for prime. Standard box stats, advanced analytics, winning. Jokic has stayed in his small market cheap team, who has refused to spend the money to keep the players around him, who have made dreadful decisions in spending the money that they have. Yet he hasn't run, and
I would even say the same thing to Steph Curry. Steph Curry never swapped. Well, at least yet he hasn't. You know what I mean? Like, we know he's going to finish up in Golden State, and for him to accomplish what he did and stayed on the same team, I mean, not too many players want to do that. Right? Honestly, you can't do that unless you have to be a good player or at least on a good team. I mean, unlike you're like Derek White and you get lucky, you know, like the Celtics are hot and he got picked up. So it's you know,
has won.
situational.
This is the kind of player who should be propped up. Yet
Fact, Steve Kerr not letting nobody touch Curry, bro.
Desperately to this grotesque league destroyer. This, as he gets his next top 5 league-wide savior to mount one more pathetic, overrated run with. As the Lakers have now risen from the 5 seed
grab my drink.
since
Where's that?
making
There we
the
go.
Luka Doncic trade. And the year prior to Luka's pairing with LeBron, you might be wondering, well, first team All-NBA, third in MVP voting, and fifth in win shares, second in box plus minus, second in value over replacement. If Nikola Jokic were on the LeBron track to accelerated and undeserving GOAT conversations, it would have been him who teamed with his close pal Luka this season. But nah, that's for LeBron. Still up to his stupor-teaming coward ways. But why would he change now? His lack of desire to compete has permeated his play on the court now for years as well. A truly elite defender, when he wanted to be, that is, hasn't been worth a damn on that side of the ball in years.
Yeah, Jokic and Luka would be fire, bro. They'd be so fire.
Defensive selections, which included 5 straight first-team honors, but all the way back in 2009 through 2013. In those 5 seasons, he accumulated 26.1 defensive win shares, which is an average of 5.22 per season, while he averaged 2.7 per year for those 5 seasons in defensive box plus minus, with the final season of that span coming in his aged 28 year. From that season on to this present one, the 12 years that would follow, James has accumulated only 35.3 defensive win shares, an average of just 2.
Look at that, right? Wide open in the corner. He just letting him shoot. Bruh.
0.9 per year, while sitting at only 1.3 per year in defensive box plus minus.
Bro does not play defense.
Essentially been half the defender he was through his age 28 season from that year on. And yet the sycophantic jock sniffing
defense
protectorate of
facts
continues to endlessly.
And he's literally doing it just so he could stat pad, right? He kind of does what Luka. When Luka was on the Mavericks, sometimes Luka wouldn't play defense so that he could just put all his effort on the offensive side, and that was a big problem for the Mavericks, right? And LeBron's been doing that. Honestly, he's been doing that. Now lately, I've seen him giving a lot more effort, but he still does that. He's been doing that for at least as long as I remember.
Drool all over his accumulated stats and longevity. That is while he has essentially been playing only half of the game for well over a decade to preserve himself.
Look, left his man wide open.
For stat padding purposes on the offense.
And look, he looked at, wait. Hold up. Just look. He left his man's wide open, and then who does he look at? What are you doing, man? He looks at Kyle Kuzma. He's like, Kyle Kuzma, what are you doing? Why you leave him open? LeBron, what?
On the offensive side.
Only LeBron, bro, I swear.
Why should any of the other great players care about competing on that end of the floor when LeBron clearly doesn't and is only praised for it? The NBA is fundamentally broken, and the chosen one, face of the league since the early mid-2000s, is the one who broke it. And now he sits back, pontificating on why no one wants to take over the torch from him, why no one wants the responsibility to clean up this trash heap he is leaving behind. And that is pretty much the crux of it. Why does no one want to be the face of the league today? Because the responsibility is even greater than it was before. It's not just about carrying the torch, maintaining the product at its current height. It's coming in and fixing the problems that their loser predecessor left for them to inherit. And that certainly isn't going to be an easy feat for anyone out there in today's league. Perhaps that person doesn't even exist in the league at the moment, but it would certainly behoove the media to get behind.
It would definitely be Shea or Jokic, but I would say Jokic, just because Jokic has won already. Shea hasn't won, but he's a phenomenal player. Giannis could have been the face, but Giannis fell off. I'm not gonna say he fell off, but you know.
Check out this video and